This is my C-130 crew in Vietnam. What a great bunch of guys. Really miss them. Would get me in trouble. But I don't give a damn. I'm mad as hell, and I'm going to express myself. God forbid that somebody come up to me and talk about my white privilege. This country offers opportunity for anybody who's willing to work hard, be persistent, and hopefully have a belief in God. I cannot believe the number of idiots in this country that let themselves get hooked on drugs. Yes, we have a serious drug problem. But if we didn't provide the demand, we wouldn't have a drug problem. Let's tell it like it is. It goes back to people's morals. I grew up with a circle of friends, most of whom were drinkers. Most of them are dead. My parents taught me the evils of cigarettes and alcohol, and guess what? I believed them. So I didn't partake. But I was always a designated driver. I got my license as a sophomore in January. I've had to talk my buddies down off a 200-foot radio tower. I've had to shove one of them through his bedroom window. He was so drunk he could hardly stand up. I've had to grab them by the hair before they went under in the lake, pull them back onto the pontoon boat. Fortunately, none of them ever got in any serious trouble. None of them killed anybody while they were drunk driving, because I did the driving. I still had a good time, mostly laughing at their antics. But I would hope that every young person in this country would come to realize that you're no victim unless it's your own stupidity and ignorance. And I'm sorry, there ain't nothing I can do about that. Focus. That word's spelled F-O-C-U-S. That was the title of my tennis program. And I told the kids, find out, can you succeed? And that's what every young person needs to find out. Pay attention in class. If you're in college, go to class. Artificial intelligence is coming. And you know what that means? There will be no room for sluffers. You're going to be left out in the cold. You want to dig ditches the rest of your life? Or just become one of the millions of homeless living in a tent in San Francisco or Los Angeles or wherever? I'm sorry, I don't have much pity for those people. Granted, some of them were just not given a full deck of cards. They were mentally ill from the get-go. But we know that the large percentage are just people who gave up because they didn't stay away from drugs. They had no discipline. They weren't good fathers or mothers. I'm sorry, it's hard for me to have any sympathy for those people. Tell me I'm wrong, I don't care. I was never allowed to be a sluffer. Not because somebody was riding my ass all the time, because I would have been too embarrassed to be a constant failure. Nobody has any shame anymore. They don't care. They're just worried about their next thrilling experience, next party, next girl they can take to bed, or the next guy that they can bed. That's a moral breakdown. Anybody with a brain knows that the Roman Empire disintegrated from within. Affluenza. We get too affluent, things go to hell. The achievers keep going until they run into the difficult. The hard to get over things. But they stay persistent. So I may find this talk a little brutal, but I think a lot of people need to get up off their ass and make something of themselves. And they've been pampered way too long. My parents were in the greatest generation. They got to grow up in the middle of the Depression, where 25% of the people were out of work. Then they get to deal with World War II. And then the Korean War. Then they got to work and created modern America. The America that the rest of us get to enjoy almost to an excess. That's the problem. I forget how the saying goes, but I think it's when times get bad, good men come along and fix it. Then times get good, and bad men come along and screw it up. And it all starts over. It's something like that. I know I'm not that eloquent, but I think you get the meaning. I pray this message will get across to somebody, somewhere. This is the old Undertaker Navigator signing off, and hope this little talk does somebody some good. Thank you.